Today I want to give some new ideas, some new thoughts about geoengineering. And you might not have thought of this before, so please bear with me. And I'm just asking a question. I'm not saying anything about it. I'm saying if we were to do this so-called geoengineering, spraying particles in the sky to reduce the sun, make it cooler, would it actually work? And I'm saying to you, no, it would have exactly the opposite effect. It would increase the greenhouse effect, not reduce it. The greenhouse effect is very simple. A greenhouse is a building of glass and the heat gets trapped inside. Light comes through the glass and bounces around inside, it can't get out. So it gets hotter, it holds the heat inside. And apparently that is happening because of carbon dioxide. It's quite a large molecule. So light comes through all the carbon dioxide and other gases, and then it bounces around, it can't get out. So if we wanted to reduce that effect, what would we do? Now they're saying, okay, let's put some more particles in there, some bigger ones. That will reduce it. That's like saying, okay, if I want to reduce the greenhouse effect, I'll make the greenhouse out of thicker glass. Let me ask you, if you were to make a greenhouse out of thicker glass, would it get hotter or colder? Of course it would get hotter. Now we can see this in nature. In Tenerife you have the Kalima. Fine dust particles from the Sahara Desert blow across in the atmosphere. And everyone there knows when the Kalima is there, it's hotter, it's unbearable. They hate it. The air gets stagnant, it gets trapped. And they're now talking about it, a heat dome, a dome of heat. Yeah, but where's this blanket that's creating a dome? Where does that come from? Well, we all know. But let's just say, okay, some reason it's a blanket, a dome, and inside the heat is trapped. Oh, they're talking about putting a blanket across the sky, and that will reduce the heat. I'm just asking, would it? Of course not. Look at Dubai, sandstorms. You've got this haze. It's unbearable heat. It's trapped inside. Now again, if and only if you are playing around with, antenna on the ground, broadcasting microwave radiation inside this blanket of particles, would that get hotter or colder? Microwaves would excite those particles, and if they were metal particles, they would get hotter. It would increase the heat and it will all be trapped. And I'm saying if you're going to put more particles, it would increase dramatically, not reduce. It's fairly obvious. And look at it another way. These are metal particles. If metal particles in the atmosphere, if they are there, they're going to absorb the heat, hold the heat, and they're going to fall down. You're bringing the heat down to the ground. Then you're going to have metal particles all over the ground holding the heat and absorbing heat from the sun into the ground directly. How's that going to reduce the temperature? I'm just asking. And most of you know all this stuff, but I'm not going to say too much about it. But of course, many people believe they've been doing this for years and years. And of course, I am one of those people. You just have to look up and see it. We've had it here in London. Summer solstice. Very hot. It's too hot. There's not a single cloud in the sky. It's too hot for water vapour to maintain a cloud at any height. But you get aeroplane clouds. They just stay there. Long lines all over, crisscross. No natural clouds. And then these turn into a mist, a haze. Natural clouds don't turn into this sort of haze. It's like a sandstorm. It's like the Kalima, fine dust. And that traps the heat. You can feel it, oppressive heat. Literally, it feels like an oven. And if you're going to broadcast microwaves, well, it's a microwave oven. If. And we're all inside that. So I just wanted to point this out. Lots of people talk about this, many different research, and of course there's aspects of poison, but I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just asking the very fundamental question. They propose it because it will reduce the temperature. Would it? Or would it have exactly the opposite effect? And in fact, 100-fold opposite effect. So I'll leave that one with you. Please do leave me any questions or comments. Finally, I wanted to say one last thing. Like I said, we've had it here in the summer solstice, and they're talking about heat domes, and they're also saying we're going to have thunderstorms, but we haven't had them. And I would say, okay, if they are doing this, they're literally telling us what they're doing. We want thunderstorms. And they really tried. So many aeroplane clouds the last couple of days. But it's too hot. Nature was too powerful. We didn't get any. They need more particles, and then you need microwaves. If you project microwaves, you'll heat them up, you'll create temperature changes, you'll create this dynamic in the atmosphere. Quite easy to create thunderstorms when you've got these combination particles, various different chemicals, metals in the atmosphere, together with microwaves. You create movements, temperature changes, electrostatics, quite easy. So they're really trying to create the thunderstorms, but they failed. So Mother Nature is still more powerful. If you're going to do it, you're going to have to do it a lot. You have to do it every day. They have not got enough chemicals, so they couldn't bring the thunderstorms yet. But they're trying. Today again, more and more aeroplane clouds. Really trying to get the thunderstorm. Anyway, let me leave you with those thoughts. I wanted to offer a different perspective. So thank you so much for your time. And I look forward to seeing you in any of these other videos here.